Cliff here, the Rocket Man, video number 2. Today I'm going to be painting a 62 Coleman lantern. It's a 228E, one of my favorite lanterns. So here we go. I'll explain how I get to this point. First, this particular tank, well, about a third of the paint was chipped off. They like to chip off right up here at the top, and it was pretty scratched up. So what I like to do is take them apart, and then I start with a 220 grit and sand the decal off. Of course, it's gone. Order a decal for it first before I sand it off, of course. And what I do is I feather out the edges from the where the paint's peeled off, and I kind of feather it over onto the paint, and then I go to a 400 grit and do the same thing, but then I go ahead and sand the rest of the sheen off the painted areas. Oh, there's the heaters just fired up, probably because I got the door open to the outside. And then and then the last one is I use 600 and knock off the rest of the paint, or the sheen anyway, and then I again feather it, the bare areas into the painted areas. Now if you can feel it, you're going to see it in your paint, so that'll give you an idea of how much sanding you need to do. I can usually do this in about an hour, and I enjoy doing it. Besides that, and then what I do is clean it with some can of let's see what this stuff's called. I just use a prep all, get the oil off of it, and then I primer it and let it sit overnight. I like to primer it pretty heavy. Some people might strip the paint off too. I don't want to deal with the paint stripper and the mess it makes, so I like to just sand them down and get them ready for paint that way. So that was yesterday. Today what I did is I took, this is kind of the important part if you really want a nice paint job on these, is I took 1,000 grit with grit sandpaper, wet and dry of course, and then I wet my sandpaper down and I sand the thing again, keeping in mind I'm looking for little imperfections in my primer, and with a little work you can make them really look smooth, and that's kind of where I am right now. Now I'm painting in my basement. The back door is open, and then I've got a door that closes the house off because cats really don't like the paint. Of course, I've got my fuel cap too. I'm going to hit that real quick, and then the screw, because I wanted to make him look as good as a tank. You know, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the bottom of this. I might remember to explain later. There we go. Just paint the bottom of it. Now what I want to do is just paint the top. Now this one is just a tack coat, so it's not going to be necessarily very thick. It's kind of like that. I don't need 100% coverage, not on this one. Okay, and there we go, just a thin coat. And boy, this is a tack coat. I'm going to let this sit for 10 minutes, and this is going to be my coat of paint that the thicker coats will stick to, so it's called a tack coat. So anyway, I'm going to give her about 10 minutes to flash off, and then we'll try it again. Okay, I'm back. I've given it about 5 minutes or so. It looks like it's dried. Tack coat is ready to go. I'll hit my screw and gas cap. Now we're going to lay it on pretty thick this time. Yeah, I can tell you I'm getting a little low on paint. We'll try to get through this one. I'm going to try to do this in about 4 coats. What I do with this paint, I actually take the tank down and match it, have it matched up at an automotive paint store, and they put it in a spray can for me, and it's been spot on so far. You can see it's a little bit cloudy. You may change paints. I've got several of them, but anyway, this little automotive place does a really good job of matching the paint. I found that other sites suggest forest green, but I find that it's a little bit too dark, so I kind of like this. I like the exact color. Now we're going to give that, maybe 5 minutes or so. Get out another spray can here because this one's too low to do this. And we'll hit it again. Anyway, be back in a bit. Okay, we're back. Now you notice it's a little bit, I don't know, I guess you'd call that an orange peely a little bit. That's probably not even a real word. But anyway, so this is where I really need to lay the paint on here to get a nice smooth finish. So I'm going to do that. First I get the top and then down the side. And you'll notice it's a lot smoother this time. Get in the pocket there, go down the tank, and I'm thinking this is going to take 4 coats to make this one look really nice. But all this is enamel paint. I don't know any more than that, other than this place does a real nice job of it. I don't know if I can mention them without getting in trouble or not, so I'm not going to. There we go. Now we need to let that sit for a couple more minutes, probably 5 minutes. And you'll notice as it flashes off, it's going to smooth out. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Usually works. It is a little cold today, so we'll hope better. Anyway, be back. Okay, last coat I hope, unless I mess this up. We're going to lay it on there really thick. Once again, across the top, down the sides, just like that. So far I haven't ran it any. You see, the more paint you put on it, you'll see how it kind of smooths out. That means you're putting enough on there. May go around again, make sure it's good and smooth. I don't think I'm putting it on quite thick enough. It's a fine line between getting a good paint job and running it. Hopefully I'm within the line. I like that right there. So, oh yeah. So we'll let that flash off for maybe another five minutes or so, and then I'll show you the product. Or I'll show you the end product. Anyway, that's it for another minute. Okay, here's the end of the painting video. The tank's done. Brought it upstairs. It's kind of dry now. There's the end product. Spin around here a little bit. It turned out fairly good. Matches. I've got another line right here, and the paint, the color is a perfect match. Anyway, and this is what it's going to look like when I get done with it. This is another 228E. This one happens to be a 1956. I bought this from a lady. It was her dad's. And he obviously took really good care of it. It's 68 years old. But anyway, it's still in the box. Luckily, the guy drained the fuel out of it. But that's what this tank's going to look like when I put it back together. Anyway, Cliff out.